And it looks like they're going to go for the Rel for Delight and lock Peanut into that support role. So, you know, I think some interesting decisions here. I think both teams kind of rounded out their compositions. The wall under the turret, so Keen does need to be a little bit concerned about that.
Ruler gonna burn his cleanse already. Tons of damage going into him, and even the flash forward! Auto gets it done, and Viper and Delight just outplay Ruler.
He's there. Peanut, again, I talk about those pressure points he's always looking for. Now Ruler flashless, he is in big trouble.
Yeah, Ruler's just dead. There's no way to get out of this one, and they're just trying to keep Duro around as well. They're gonna give this kill over to Viper, and now Duro is going to flash away, so they get...
We'll be happy that they got at least that, because I think getting anything else there wasn't really going to be possible. Just see a rotation over from Zeus, by the way, here as they look to collapse potentially.
Yeah, they're kind of up against the wall. That Hex Flash, very confusing. Chovy in a lot of trouble. He will flash out, though, and now it's just Duro who looks to be going down. The question is who gets the kill. It will be Zeka. So now...
Hanwha Life just one step ahead. Look at all the vision Gen.G have, and still Delight reads the play, comes up here, knows Duro is missing and can now defend. But Chovy...
Can Delight save his top laner? Delight's going to take a ton of damage, but he's still Rel, and he's able to just hop.
Might be seeing right now.
Speak of the devil. We have Duro on the gank here, and they know that he's in the bush. Zeus about to figure this out, and he just flashes over the wall. But that is a Nautilus with his own flash. Does not have depth charge, though. Gonna ult the wave, and it's just a 1v2 here. Do they have enough damage? Yes, they absolutely do. So Keen, but Ruler's basically not a champion right now. Are they still going to fight for this?
No.
Well, the answer is absolutely not, because, well, they just lost 2 people to the Poppy ult. And
Chovy is going to TP back to mid here, and we're going to have this big fight over the first mountain.
Poppy ult is down for this fight, so they feel confident to push in.
Yeah, Gen.G going to be looking for it, but again,
TP.
Let's see how this one is going to go, as that is a big flick on Azeka, who also just throws his ult out somewhat reflexively, and now HLE, they're going to look for Duro actually on the left side here, might be able to get him. The Rumble ult does come down, and he's just trying to zone, but meanwhile, Delight goes in, and they're doing this all without Zeka, who is now looking to TP, and this fight is going to go to Peanut, who does pick up that first Mountain Drake for the side of HLE, as now Zeka's here, and Gen.G are between a rock and a hard place. Zeka is going to get knocked up. They're trying to go in onto this one and get a trade in Canyon with the help of Ruler, and now Gen.G are turning this fight around. They lost the Drake, but at least they got a bunch of kills on the backside.
Game slows down and they can set up for that. That's the ideal. And you can tell they were a little bit rushed in how that fight ended up panning out. So
defensive turns, but Peanut is going to look for a gank here. Chovy way up in the lane.
Yeah, Chovy thought he was safe. Let's see if he can wall away on time. Looks like the answer's no, as Peanut's on top of him, but Zeus is very far away. Chovy just going to flash out of this one, as now he goes for the wall, but that's a Poppy. You can't get away from the Poppy by using your wall. And Peanut sits him down. Meanwhile, though, Gen.G are going to go for this Otacon. They say, well, you committed heavily to the top side of the map. So who wins this fight?
Look at Viper, look at Viper. They're getting shredded. If he lands a piercing arrow, it would do so much damage.
Well, let's see what happens on this fight. A lot of damage already coming out here from Zeka, as the smite will be 100% to the side of Gen.G. And now the TP just dies immediately, and they turn on a Delight as well. A big sweep here from Viper. He's alone. The damage doesn't go through, and it's only Viper that can get this one done. And it looks like Duro will have to be sacrificed once again. But already the Otacon was picked up by Gen.G.
Tensions happen. You know, Hanwha criticized all year for taking big leads and kind of playing with their food a little bit. This is Gen.G. You can't do that against this team, or you will lose your lead. As Peanut's going aggressive, Rel showing up here too. Keen in some trouble. TP.
Yeah, TP's coming in. I think with the 3 of them, they should be able to get this one down. The Gwen can shred a bit more through the Poppy compared to other champs, but eventually you're not going to win a 1v3.
Mid. Clear the vision quickly, though. Now Hanwha Life don't have that setup we were heralding them for on the Dragon.
Well, they're going to force Peanut to come over. And
They'll be on the flank.
Gen.G will be the ones that are in position on an objective.
Wait, they have the wall.
Like this, the wall does come down, and the damage, it's not quite there at the same time. And now Duro's going to get caught in the front. Gen.G kind of scrambling here, taking a bunch of damage. Now Delight going in, looking for the engage, but he gets blown up. But meanwhile, Canyon now, Zeus flashes over the wall. He's going to trade 1-for-1, but Duro is down, as he does get taken out here. The chase here onto Keen. Looks like he is just going to TP away, though. So Hanwha Life Esports, they do win the fight.
It could have been worse for Ruler, so that's, I think, the bigger concern rather than what really happened here.
Well, looking for Peanut, I suppose, and they might just be able to get him. He's caught out as the angle from Toby locks him in, and they get another kill here for the Gwen. Gen G now with the man advantage and no jungler. They should be looking to start this Baron.
Yeah, now Roseus does have Equalizer here, and Empress divides up for Zeka. It's a Jin comp, but there's a Gwen on this Baron.
Look at the Varus.
Close.
Oh. The Varus poke is so deadly around this Baron, though, but Viper did miss that first Q.
It's 5v4. Duro does get pretty low. The Equalizer only going to hit Chovy, and they're keeping this Baron least. I think Gen G are in a good spot here. Zeka and Viper trying their best to do the damage, but now even Zeus is taking a ton, as now the engage does come in from Delight, but he goes down immediately, and Canyon's not even looking at the fight. He just wants the objective, as he will get it. And now Ruler alongside of Chovy. So many low health bars, and in goes Canyon. They will look to clean up the fight. Viper is all alone by himself in a 1v3, flashes forward to try to score the win, but he will not be able to, and it's a triple kill to Chovy.
So bro, to take it down.
Did you see Chovy's items? He's got a Magize in this game and a death cap. Now King, what's going on here? He goes in by himself, and Gen G are like, wait, what was that? And now, this is potentially Mountain Soul for Almalife Esports.
And a lot of this Baron is being wasted by the fact that they're fighting over this Dragon right now, not getting any pressure with it. This is a rough time here for Gen G.
Gen G want to go for the fight, actually. They're going to open up as that ult is not going to hit here from Peanut. He's taking a ton of damage. In goes Canyon, Peanut's dead! And that means the smite is easy for Canyon.
Scoreboard looks similar, but when you look at the gold, when you look at the map control, it's definitely Gen G's game to lose.
Oh boy, Delight just going to get caught out here, and this has been happening all game. Not to Delight specifically, but to many different...
Really bouncing back from a very rough early laning phase.
Chovy looking for a cutoff here. No vision on him right now. As the wave comes in, they will see him.
Trying to go for something, but look at the damage that they do to Peanut, and he snipes him from miles away. Even when you've got a lead, they will come back.
Get to see Keen's point of view. And it was the last needle.
Once again, I mean, this composition with the Jhin has so much space it can buy.
They have so much damage. It's incredible the amount of damage they have on the Baron. It's going to force them over. Duro trying to hook his way away from this one. The wall comes down. The Poppy ult not going to hit. It's now Delight trying to force the fight here. Duro is pretty low. And actually a decent angle here. Canyon getting pretty low himself. Keen is by himself as well. HLE might have found the one angle to win the fight, but Toby's still alive. Ruler sniping from very far away. Looks pretty good still for HLE, even though Chovy is chomping them down with huge amounts of damage with this gigantic bit. With almost full build Azir and Rumble. And even the Varus, even though he is lethality, can do a decent amount. Now Keen just gonna start attacking Delight, who's taken so much, and he's gone! He's just out of the fight, just like that, as Chovy getting pretty low. Zeus gonna flash on in, but Chovy's got his Zhonya's, and he will be able to survive there. Takes a bit of damage. But right now we've got Delight, who is down. Chovy gets the pick again! You will not stop this man! And that is going to be 25 stacks for the Taliyah. With them sieging a little bit in mid at the same time. You see that cannon getting to work on the turret. And now we got a bit of damage into Duro. He is going to hook away. And at least on the life, they're keeping them out of this one for now, but the wall is going to come down, and the Poppy ult knocks away the Xin Zhao. But Peanut, he puts himself in such a bad spot, and Keen will live for now, but he gets poked down by the Rumble and the Azir.
Gen G did not get that inhibitor.
All right, Chovy, he is just, look at the damage on this Taliyah, it's insanity. And now Canyon is frontlining for the team. You got a zoning Jhin ult at the same time. Nobody's able to follow up on this one. Zeus getting incredibly low.
Elder spawning in 30. I'm not sure they can end right now. Canyon!
He just walks in.
This could change things.
Up dies, and now they got to go for the fight here. Duro, look at a sacrifice for the team, but Canyon goes down, and that might just be a bit too much for Chovy and Ruler.
Top. They're not really going to be able to...
Chovy's coming in here.
I don't know about this.
So you have to back away.
Yeah, he's just going to get ulted away. Peanut's going to throw him the door.
But essentially, the Elder's secured. But what is HLE going to be able to do with Elder? They might get this mid-tier 2. That's definitely plausible with the Elder. Breaking the inhibitor tower is much more difficult, though.
Chovy doesn't have ult. I thought he was going to look for a wall there.
Yeah, mid-tier 2. That'll go pretty quickly.
Zeka's going in there. He's going to do a ton to Chovy, who has to flash. Equalizer until night. They got in. Chovy is down. And they've got a cannon minion here, too, HLE. How far do you want to push it? They're looking for the inhibitor.
Well, I guess they can't neutralize that.
No, I don't think so. Bit of a greedy play from Toby. He is punished.
All right, Chain's going to go down. Look at the damage from the Azir and the Varus.
Now, there's no wave here just yet, but
the
another
Elder.
one's coming. And I don't know, with 45 seconds until Toby respawns, I think Hanwha should be able to end here.
They don't have the same wave clear. They gotta stack up.
They're gonna block it.
They gotta stack up and keep the minions alive, and HLE are gonna do exactly that. We got the Peanut ult, not gonna hit anything. Keen, desperate to try to stop the minions from hitting the base. He will go down, but HLE, they wanna end the game right here. And right now, they get a kill onto Canyon. They get a kill onto the turrets, and HLE are gonna make it happen in game one.
They have such a track record of winning those game ones and game fives in best of fives. Camille is going to be the option here. Can lock down the Ezreal. Could potentially lock down the... It's a detriment, whereas sometimes you pick the Karma, you win the lane, but you feel like you're really missing that engage. With this draft for Genji, I don't feel like that's really the case.
Out of the Rift for game number 2.
I'm gonna hold my thought on Preds because we have a kind of a cool setup here for Hanwha Life. We're looking to collapse, actually.
Yeah. Talk about getting early leads. I mean, Chovy's in a really rough spot. Nowhere for him to go. He just stands still and accepts it. Gives the first blood. And now Ruler's going to be handshook. He has to flash and back.
Zeka has Malignant, which is such a huge spike, so it could be a bit precarious if they do opt to contest this.
Zeka, oh, the flash forward, the engaged Renata might just get the job done. The aggression out of the side of HLE is perfect. As now Chovy on the edge of this realm warp, he does get away. And they still have the dragon leashed. This is going to be another dragon and a kill that goes...
Wards behind as well for Zeka to TP to. It feels like Genji are in danger of being flanked here.
Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, they're getting flanked right now, and the pillar's down. Here comes the TP. A lot of item spikes hit for the side of Viper, or rather HLE as well. And now Keen has to flash out already as the sticks were in him from the Callista. Now trying to deal with Zeus, but that is a Camille who should be able to get away. Canyon needs to hit the smite or he's in a lot of trouble. Peanut going in, going out, and it's just going to be a straight up flip. It goes to the Rise on the side of Genji, but now the fight is looking fantastic here for HLE. Zeus goes in, and he gets out just barely. They're trying to turn here on the Ruler, who's all by himself. Duro super low on the left side, and will be taken out, and the extensiveness of this Callista to play in these long fights will be huge. At least Chovy got the one kill, and Genji did get the kill. He doesn't have his flash. He's in a bit of trouble here. Zeus and Peanut should be able to take him down, you'd imagine. The Flag and Drag is going to miss. Chovy, they don't have the CC to take him out, and he gets away! They have the damage with Ezreal Rise. They've hit their spikes, both the Ezreal and the Rise, so they have the damage to chunk down this one. Even the Rift Trail going to go top, so HLE, big onus on them to answer the call. Peanut goes in, and look at this! The Karma's already dead! As they commit to it, the resistances are up. Look at Zeka! He's dead at the same time, and it's just gonna be a flip here for the objective. Down goes Canyon, and it's a flip no more. Zeus 1v1ing Chovy, as he will have to realm warp out, but it goes over to the Jarvan, and HLE are taking everything. It's a triple kill on the backside of this fight for the Callista, who has everything going. I mean, there's a lot of angles that HLE are coming in from. And Peanut's on the dragon. They're looking for Chovy in the front line. He's pretty tanky, but at the same time, oh, that's going to be Peanut getting pretty low. But they already do take out Chovy, and Peanut will take that trade every day of the week. And now this Callista is just chomping through them once again. Double kill comes in, and the chase potential here from HLE is huge. Zeus once more. He's going to hold on top of Ruler, who does a bunch of damage and immediately dies. And Wolf, as now Viper is going to get straight up ulted by a Scion. Not the best positioning, but nobody else is really able to join the fight here. They're trying to turn on to Zeka, but he is Ari, and they don't really have the extension to do so. Zeka does get away, but Zeus, okay, Zeka will actually go down. Now Zeus gets charmed here, and all of a sudden, on Life, they're just going to get caught out in the mid lane.
Much as, like, you know, we saw Keen go in solo, and he's not able to kill Viper. He bought a lot of time.
Doing it again as Keen, I think you overstepped quite a bit on this one. They are going to get the turret, but now we got a charm here on a Ruler who has to get McHale's. And yeah, he's going to get away for now, but now Zeus is going in, and the chase potential of this comp here from HLE is huge. The charm goes in, catches Chovy, and that might not be enough for him to get away. Canyon being handshook once again, and this Trundle is doing nothing in this.
And they have so much control. Keen TP's in.
Chovy in a lot of trouble here. 4 seconds until the Hextech ultimatum, and Peanut's going to keep him around in time. And now Chovy's got a shield, and a Zhonya's might be enough. But here comes the Ahri, and Chovy's going to go down, and that is a massive pick before it even begins. It's Canyon! He's running straight at the Kalista. Viper is a menace right now on this pick as Zeka goes in, hits another charm, and there's nothing that Gen G can do. Tons of damage does go into the Scion. It looks like he might barely get away, as now Ruler trying to bring this one back, but the light is over the wall. He is going to miss the handshake, but they just have way too many tools. As we have said so many.
Cautious, and I think when we toggle the vision,
it's gone. The objective is gone. We talked about the Baron damage. It's gone. Canyon, either he flashes in and dies. He is going to get. Yeah, he can't get it. There's just no way. And they don't even bother turning onto him because they know they can do it later. As okay, big slam. That is going to force the follow-up there with the Fate's Call, but now they get into the backline of Ruler, nowhere for him to go! And HLE take their wallets and they bash them over the heads with it, as down goes Keen as well. And Viper is legendary in this game. Nobody can handle him with this many tools on the roster, and also Zeka did 6k damage in that.
This is something else. When we saw these teams match up last few times in best of fives, yes, Hanwha was the victor, but it was a lot closer. The first time they won in LCK Summer, it was a big upset. We were like, okay, Hanwha, a new challenger, a new champion, but this time they just look like they are way more prepared than Gen G.
They're making Gen G look like they are not the ones that were undefeated. HLE look like they are not to be stopped today as they're stand-in G.
And Delight's just going to lock in the Leona.
I do think Gen G's composition has a lot of combo potential. I think there are some really strong angles where
if Gen G do take this win, a lot of trading here on the top side.
I think it has to be said, okay, hold up, bottom dive potential here. Heal early.
They've got a pretty good angle. Where are they going to go? Looks like they do want to go straight into Ruler, and he just gets blown up immediately. That's first blood given over to Peanut Sejuani, and just like that, it's that simple. Even with the cleanse, Ruler doesn't even bother flashing, doesn't get a chance.
Came through, he isn't as meta. But again, the comp doesn't have that same strong identity as I feel their last comp did with the really strong front line.
Canyon's here. They are going to drop the ult here onto Zeka. He's got his flash. He's going to try to flash over it, but Canyon's still on top of the Silas. And another rock comes through, and Chovy easily cleans that one up. So Zeka really having a rough time here in mid.
Brass coming out. Do you see Delight and Peanut looking, though?
Canyon's like, oh crap, I can't really help you here. Chovy is going to hop away, but he gets slowed by the Solar Flare. As in goes Peanut. It's going to hop over to the other side, though, and Chovy gets away against 3.
One thing with the Aurora...
There's no objective for it. And Chovy's just chilling, looking for the ult again.
Canyon's here. Zeka, no flash, no ult, stolen, and he's just a sitting duck. Nowhere for him to run, nowhere for him to hide, and Canyon picks up another one. Zeka is not a champion at this moment in time.
Gen G starting up the Dragon, HLE looking to get in position and see if they can find an angle.
Yeah, not sure about this one. Again, Zeka, I don't think he even finished the Rod, which will be his first item, so they're going to throw an ult in onto Duro, but he is totally fine, and now we got a Pale from the side of Canyon as the stolen Nico ultimate doesn't do anything. Everybody on the side of HLE is just melting as they take a questionable fight, and Canyon knocks it down. As we wanted to see more from the man, he's showing it to us right here in Game 3.
I said I don't know if we can count Hanwha Life Esports out, but I think after that one, we definitely will. I think in this one, the combo is so sick. Canyon gets the Impale, Duro with the follow there, and the third follow is from Zeka when everything is already in tatters and in shambles. He doesn't offer much damage, and his ultimate doesn't have any follow-up. As I mean, Peanut looking for this, sure, but they don't secure the kill. Duro flashes and finds a good angle of the Impale. Into, bam, 3-man knock-up, and then you see Zeka go for the counter, but it doesn't do anything, and the fight is already over. In this Aurora, and Canyon's like, yeah, it's good. Looking for the ult. I don't think we're losing this.
Is he talking about the fight, the game, or the series?
And this is a free Rift Herald on top of it?
Yeah, just a free Herald, as you say, and...
All right, Duro gonna meet his opposing support. Delight continuing on this one. Zeus is nearby, level 11. They will be able to keep Duro down. As Duro thought, you know, well, we got total control up on the top side, but he's going to pay for it with his life. And Canyon gets it. Step is the question. Delight and Zeka here. They're going to go for the re-engage. We got Corky. Viper is on the way. They're going to pull back Canyon, who is in a lot of trouble here and will be given a shutdown. Viper, he gets ulted by the Cassandre, but he's totally fine for a while until Ruler makes his way to the back line. But it's a very squishy Kaisa who goes straight into 2 melee members, and he gets punished immediately. Chovy, now he's got double buff, and he will be looking to follow up on this one. But HLE making this a very close fight from this far behind is pretty impressive, and they're going to shore up some of that goal deficit.
Change things. He hasn't died yet this game. That may change.
There is so much money.
He doesn't have ult yet.
There's so much money in this Aurora. Now, who is going to collect the pinata is the only question. They're going on in. They're committing hard onto this kill for Chovy. It's taking quite a while, though, and they give the kill 1,000 gold over to Zeus. But the ensuing fight is not looking too good for the side of Hanwha. Zeka trying to get away, and a missed Nico wall. Looks like Zeka will just sacrifice. Nearly even takes out Ruler. And look at this in mid. Viper's getting a free turret, and Helma Life are kind of getting big wins here on the map, and Genji are being run around even with their gigantic lead.
It's bit by bit, it's chisel by chisel, but Hanwha Life are certainly finding some angles in this game.
They're looking for more. Keen up here on the top side is a bit of a broken up play, as now Peanut is going to be isolated, and Zeus can't do much to help him, as now he's going to be bopped back and tries to hop away. Even Delight is desperately trying to save him, but he won't be able to. It's a double kill for Keen Sante, and Hanwha Life just throw it immediately back into Genji's favor on a close fight in top lane.
On Keen and Canyon, they got double unending despair, and it's 4 melee on HLE, so they're just going to proc so much healing off those, and they're feeling so confident now. They're starting off the Atakan.
Yeah, Peanut being zoned quite a bit. He is able to get into the pit, though. Going to be a bit of a flip here, as it does go to Peanut. He gets it, and a 3-man ult comes in from Zeka. They don't have the damage follow-up, though, and Keen is the target here for Hanwha Life. It's not a good one, as Ingo's Chovy now taking a bunch from the front line, as he will go down, but now look at Ruler. He's totally unleashed. Nobody can take him down, as Zeus Viper trying to go in, and they trade, actually. Will be enough, potentially, as Zeus gets a big shot, picks up a kill, but he will be taken down at the very end. Hanwha, they keep making these fights so close, and they even got the Atakan.
Yep, he's got flash and ult for the next team fight. In terms of setting up the engage, he and Canyon already had one crazy wombo combo earlier. All right, Keen.
All right, nice. Big engage, though, on top of Viper. He's isolated in the backside, and Ruler just assassinates him. Very nice engage here from the side of Duro. That's more of what we expected from this guy, what we saw in the regular season, and now Delight has to flash away. HLE, they had an angle back in, and it's technically not over, but Genji, a very nice fight here to try to secure their lead.
The unstoppable from Ian, just annoying Zeka as he tries to look for the chains. And he wants more.
Yeah, they're just being zoned away. They're doing the Baron at the same time, so Genji looking for the objective.
I mean, the way that Genji played that, we've seen a lot of teams with big advantages kind of throw around red buff by trying to overforce.
Remember, Peanut got that dive in the bottom lane, and since then hasn't really been able to do too much. They're trying to turn on the Canyon, though, as the stolen Impale comes through, and the real Impale does a lot more. Catches 3 in the front with a Nico at the same time, and I think the Wallet's just going to get the job done. Chovy comes on over, and Zeus, he's very fed relatively to his team, but it's not going to be enough. Peanut getting low as well. Will be finished off. It's a clean ace for Genji, as finally they show some signs of life in this series.
And I think relief for Genji fans everywhere, as this is the dominant showing we saw from this team all year long in terms of LCK, in terms of regular season matchups where they are undefeated, and peak Genji form does show up here in Game 3. They will not go down without a fight. It is not going to be a 3-0, but this is only step 1 of 3. They need to be our #1 seed for MSI.
Yeah, still need to see more to see if they can take down HLE. A lot of work needs to be done. We're going to be getting deeper into Fearless. A lot of CC set up for the Lee Sin. They are going to commit to it, so I feel like Genji's composition, you have a lot of range to play around later on with the center and the TF.
Matchup. Not to say that the Twisted Fate feels massively better, and I don't think you really wanted to play the Cho'Gath mid in this situation.
They got that going on at least as we're ready. Let's hop onto the rift for game number 4. He's just like clearing waves over and over.
Oh, Duro!
Duro is like, sit down, buddy. What are you doing this far up the lane? As Zeka says, well, there's nothing I can do. First blood gives...
It was super slick. And now...
Well, that's the slow. Zeus in a bit of trouble here. He is going to dodge the Q, but there are 3 people in the top lane, and already Zeus is going to be punished here. And they're just going to give the kill and the stack over to
So that from Canyon, he safeguarded away before the execute damage came through. He's like, no, I'll let you have the gobble.
Very good idea. Gen G have a lot of momentum here in this early game. Canyon taking a bit of damage, but that Yone, not sure he can stick around for very long.
He needs his ultimate. It's just a few seconds away. Then he could make a big impact, but the timing here is so good for Gen G.
TP gonna come through. They want to make an engage here on Duro. He doesn't have his flash because he used it for the engage in the mid lane. And so they're just gonna try to give this kill over to Zeka. Nicely handed over.
And now Canyon?
Yeah, there's a lot of people joining up here for the side of Halma Life. It is.
And we'll see.
This is Duro's play. If he comes, I'm gonna go for it. There he is.
The flash is good. And thing is, Zeka knows he's dead, so he actually tries to go into the tower. So it goes. He tries to give credit over from the ignite to the other.
Here, Ruler's at half health from the last exchange. He is Senna though, so he's able to heal up quite significantly.
No TP, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a straight up 4v4 unless the Auric can get here. And the Maokai just going to zone with the ult as in goes. Oh, he stole it! He got in! He moves past the Maokai and says thank you very much. That'll be the second dragon over to Gen G. Now we got the ult, not going to hit anyone. And they just kick him away. Gen G say, we don't want to fight.
I mean,
would be pretty nice
we talked about the Pantheon's ability to avoid the ult from Peanut, right? But Canyon actually just simply walks on Lee Sin and gets into the pit. Avoids it. Is that a really nice angle to have access to that pit? The kick here for the...
HLE are now looking for the Rift Herald. Keen does have TP. They want to contest it, but Canyon's going to be a little bit late.
Now let's see what he can do. We got the TP coming in. Chovy's coming in from the top side. Bit of damage already going in. There's a TP right in front of Gen G's face, and that's just going to be Zeus flashing away. As we got the Maokai ultimate trying to lock some people down and get this Jinx excited, but Gen G, they just form a wall. They say no thank you, but Peanut goes back in, and a ton of damage is done to the Maokai, but the Lulu barely keeps him alive, and that's a kill for the Yone. Finds another pick on the Chovy here, who's just on the run, and there's the engage with Peanut going back in with the Rift Herald, picks up another one, and Chovy not able to do much here on the right side of the fight. Looking good for the side of Humble Life.
Oh, they are looking for Zeus.
Yeah, he's very isolated down here. No TP from Zeka to try to save him, so it's just a straight-up 2v1, and Zeus doesn't really deal damage yet. So it's going to be a free kill given over to Canyon. Second kill for his ult.
He's going to be able to sustain so much in this longer fight.
Yeah, they have so much control with their range. And now finally TP is going to come through for Zeka after he picks up his shield bow. And it's just going to be potentially a flip, but you've got a Cho'Gath that you're smiting against, and all these resistances are going down. Chovy going to take a big chunk here on the left side, has to cleanse out of that one, but Zeka also being chunked out as in goes Canyon, gets Lulu ulted in the sky, but look at Peanut, he can't get in there, he's going to try, but he is not going to succeed, and now he does get punished as the rest of Humble Life just has to run away, tail between their legs, as down goes...
I think Gen G are in a great spot now.
Yeah, they're going to look for even more. Viper getting chunked here. He's going to get zoned away from the turret as well. He gets taken out as, yes, Keen will go down as well, but the job is already done. Duro and Canyon behind them, and Zeka and Delight have nowhere to go. Just being chunked out by Ruler and by Canyon. Gen G running the rift right now.
I mean, it did die to the tower, I think.
Duro is also going to be potentially an extra donation. Potentially. Yes.
You know,
in Gen G, they have Banana Brush control. You can see Humble Life trying desperately to push into this brush. They actually will be able to do so. And they have the Maokai to attempt to zone them away.
They got to get a kill for that Jinx.
Yeah, they're not really doing anything. They're just kind of sitting around. The Maiden's dead. No engage comes through, no Maokai ultimate available. Bit of damage comes out from the Jinx and a nice ult here, but it's only hitting tanks on the side of Zeka. Duro is going to get quite low, but so is Zeka. Zeka's just out of this one. We do get a kill on a Duro though. And now Viper has the damage. And Chovy just very zoned away, so I think Gen G might just have to give this one up. And that they will.
It was a really close fight. The amount of protection Chovy gave to Duro to try to keep him alive there to prevent the reset was pretty insane. But it's definitely a big trade up here for Hanwha Life. They win the fight, they get the dragon. Canyon also likely caught.
Yes, flash and kick, but I don't know if he's actually going to get out here. Tries to taxi on a Peanut, but with a Lulu around, it's just elementary as they give
Chovy out of mana and zoned away. And now Hanwha with this advantage, no jungler, going to try to rush down Baron.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this, but they do have a lot of damage on this Baron already. Chovy's got a nice angle on the left side. They just want to turn off of this, actually. Keen, very tanky, but not tanky enough. Duro, not able to peel for him, and out Viper.
On his tier 3 ultimate here, he's got it back up again in just a second. He can even flank here. There's just no way to move forward for Hanwha Life.
Yeah, you've got zoning from the Cho'Gath as well, and the consistent gold cards make it so difficult. Hanwha Life say we got to do something. They pull the trigger on Peanut's ult, but you're not doing anything. They just kind of throw an ult at them, and they don't find an angle because Gen Z are playing so respectfully.
That was the last chance. Chovy with the gold card here.
Ult comes in, flash through on Duro, and that's going to be the end of this Yone as he's going to unbound, but yeah, he's just gone.
And now Dragon in 20 seconds. That's sold for them if they want to pick it up. Next stun card is up.
Or just start the Baron and see how it goes.
Desperate, quite desperate.
Yeah, they get a big flank coming in from Chovy. He's going to be here on the left side and take a look. And in the massive kick behind everyone. And the Cho'Gath knocks up everyone as well on the backside. As Ruler's already dead. And they don't have the damage if they don't have Ruler. As that is going to be the end. Or not Ruler, Viper. He's going to go down. And Ruler stays alive with the Zai doing tons of damage. Zeus running away. And now, I mean, maybe Gen G did it. They were patient enough. And they're going to look to push mid.
I mean, I think that they can at least get an inhibitor here, but I mean, with 25 seconds on Jinx, 30 seconds on Yone, if they get anybody else, I think this game is just going to end. And I mean, for all intents and purposes, it may already have 20 seconds left on Zeka, 12, they have a wave.
Yeah, they have a Cho'Gath who is full health with the Senna behind him. And Duro's just going to knock away Zeus. You don't have any chance of killing the minions when you're that far away. As this should be going to Silver Screeps, ladies and gentlemen, as Zeus trying his best, and they're just going to flash over and kill the Nexus. That gets it done. Gen G looking for the reverse sweep if they can do it in Game 5.
You know, Games 1 and 2, we're kind of wondering where Canyon was to take us to Game.
You saw him saying it there. He was saying Zoe, and we're going to get a Zoe in this game.
No, I feel like I don't want to derail your point, Ox.
No, go ahead,
go ahead. Good one, but I feel like these two picks couldn't have been more opposite in what they do. So much vision and prio here for Hanwha Life. I mean, I think this might just be a shoe-in. Canyon does not have level 6.
Taking him on a poke, and now Chovy the same. He's going to get the sleep off, but he's not in a great spot here. Knows that Zeka's cooldowns are down for now, trying to bait him in. Flashes at the very last moment, but you're not really giving your team any favors here as Canyon trying to fake go in with the clone. Might just be able to steal this one away, and yes, he will, as he even flashes out of here. So Gen G living for now as the bowling ball going to land asleep here on the top side against Zeka, as they're barely going to try to survive, but it doesn't look like Canyon is getting out of this one alive. Should be first blood over to Hanwha Life Esports after Canyon steals the dragon, and they will give that kill over to Viper.
When Canyon went in that...
Yeah, let's see what he can do. Might be able to get the sleep in on a Ruler, but the wave is already being cleared. Do they care about it as the Braum trying to zone them away, and that's going to be a kill on the Rakan already. Another flash comes out from Peanut, but at least Viper gets the kill.
Yeah, TP. Keen could be in a precarious spot.
Gonna throw in the sleep, actually, and that time Duro is able to keep Ruler safe, but not for long as the Tarn comes in. But now the counter engage and Viper just dies. He was 1 second away from his ult, didn't have it in the fight, and now the damage is coming through here for Gen G as Chovy nearly gonna miss Zeus there, but he's still on the chase, and this is what the Zoe does. Trying to follow up and get even more. We're zooming in on him. He's got the Battlestar looking for it. He's not going to be able to hit it as barely. I like this from Keen, trying to bait him into the fight, trying to give him a false sense of security here on the Mega Gnar, trying to avoid the Gnar into the wall. Is Canyon doing a ton of damage here already as now the Gnar comes out, but might be too little too late as well. Canyon's going to get the kill, but it is traded back. This does give Keen the free wave in top, but
as a turret as well.
They are pushing bot.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you'll take this as HLE. Again, this turret's very healthy, and the bottom turret goes down. You got the kill back anyway. Sure, some assist goal goes over as Chovy.
Yeah, I think, this is what I was talking about on the counter push. As Zoe, it's so hard. You can be in so much trouble if you get over aggressive, and now they're looking for more. Duro just barely, okay, he's going to get charmed up, and I think they've got the damage here with the Jace. And there you go, very nice juggling of the aggro as here comes Ruler. Begins, and now they're just going to start up here on this Rift Herald. Chovy's up top. I mean, it's just going down too fast. There's no real way for Gen G to get in.
Yeah, Canyon's nowhere near.
And even if you do a ton of damage, the recourse that happens when you get slept, when you pop back in the portal is just too much. You have to be so controlled on this
last real even team fight they get. Canyon has flash and ult. I think he has to be a hero here if they're going to commit.
Yeah. Mega Gnar coming through. And it's a straight up 5v5. There's the Mega Gnar. And Keen looking for the flank. And it's just going to go to a flip. It goes to Canyon. But let's take a look at this fight. As Canyon taking a bunch of damage. But Pino went way too deep. Not able to quite get the sleep off. As now Keen taxing Zeus out of this fight. Life in a bunch of trouble. As now they have nowhere to go. The sleep comes down on a Viper. And the chase potential of this comp shines. They take out the Xayah. As now Canyon looking for a bit more. Keen as well. Here with Duro. And they might just be able to do it. Zeka trying to play bodyguard, but he might be punished himself. Has to flash out.
But it's Gen G who come through strong just when they need to.
And Zeus is trying to zone him. Yeah, that's
Every champ loves it on the side of Gen G. And now we got Viper just trying to do a red buff, and he's going to be punished. And Zeus comes in here. Life falling apart, and Gen G playing guerrilla warfare. Life don't quite have the answer.
In this interim, they have to really be aware of Peanut, though. A big sleep could be a game changer, as it's a poke war.
Yeah, the poke war is beginning. HLE do have position on this objective. And Duro getting pretty low himself. Zeus gets over the wall, but that's not Mega Gnar as they turn immediately on Zeus. He's getting burst down, but down will go Canyon immediately, and the spike goes to HLE. As it's a broken up fight here for Gen G. Two people go into the back line, and one of them immediately gets burst down. Just going way too deep to try to catch people out. Chovy looking for the follow-up picks. Maybe he's able to catch Zeus here, but nope, Zeus is going to walk out. And the Braum not able to catch him either. He is going to try to flash, though, and in goes Ruler. And finally does take him down. And it's just going to come down to this. The sleep not going to hit anyone. And teams all day have been throwing on the Otacon. Is it going to happen again? As they zone Zeus away. He doesn't have the Mega just yet. He really wants it, but the reset comes through on the Otacon. And Delight has to hop away. We're going to reset ourselves in the fight.
Here we go again. And Zeka's got another shock blast at the ready. He hits with it. It's just going to be Canyon.
Yeah, Canyon not the best target to hit with that one. But better than nothing, I suppose. And it's just going to come down to this one. Goes over to the Wukong. And Delight goes in, but nobody follows up as the Braum gets the disengage through. Peanut getting no value on this Lilia. They're just trying to abandon ship, but Gen G have other ideas. They catch up to the Gnar. And that'll be the first pick on top of the Otacon that they just got, and they're looking for more. The Light looks like he will be able to hop away. But now Gen G have their sights set on this Baron. Oh, even going to look for the Light here. Canyon go in, and I feel like maybe just turn on the objective.
Yeah, the call needs to keep landing.
I mean, this might just turn into a flip, but Chovy's going to go in and do a bunch of damage, and now the culling comes through. Viper is just kind of out of the fight. Even the Ignite from the Zoe is enough. It goes over to Peanut, but now the fight comes through, and Peanut barely survives.
He still has his ult.
Keen once more. Kind of corralling them here. The engage from the Aatrox, not the best, but it's going to keep them around. And now Ruler gets an opportunity to get in, and that'll be the end of Zeka as he gives his life, but so does Viper. And now, one by one, they are falling.
Be gone.
I mean, Peanut, I don't think an ult is going to change anything here. If he goes for it, it will be
the Light's TPing, actually.
Yeah, we got TP coming through, but that's the sleep immediately onto him. Peanut,
TP.
Peanut doesn't have his flash. He can't get in. It's Barrett over to Gen G, as we assumed. 2 targets for the Jace, and now there's 0. Viper taking a huge amount of damage, and we talked about poke all game long with the so Ruler very much doing his job as the poke Lucian essentially to get them some big wins.
I mean, there's just no
trades.
There's no outplay here for Hanwha. Like, there's no flanks. There's no teleport wards. You just got to sit back and try to clear the wave and hope Gen G overextend. There's no way for Peanut to wrap around. Another sleep connects as the siege is unreal here for Gen G. Chovy's poke lands again, and now 2 inhibitors are under threat.
Yeah, I don't think that Life have an answer to this one. The Gen G fans are already celebrating. They can taste the victory, and just 3 games ago, they thought all hope was lost. Life,
I feel like a
flash 4-man Nart, you know, something like that. A miracle is what they need.
Yeah, they're looking for something. They're trying to connect. They're trying to find an angle. You can see them running at Duro and Ruler.
And you see that Gen G, all they gotta do is respect. As in goes the Mega Gnar, Zeus gets interrupted and the damage comes through. The engage is not snap, and it doesn't do much of anything. The sleep only hits the Wukong, and maybe they get it as a consolation prize. Canyon goes in, keeps them around.
They're so split here. Zeus is incredibly low. Viper the target.
Okay, they're going in onto a Xayah with Cleanse. Not sure about this target, Gen G, and take a look at Ruler.
He's just ending the game.
He's just running at the base. Nobody's able to stop this from happening. And Ruler might just get it done. He's got Chovy over here, and Ruler just able to turn and take the fight. He is so fed. And there's nothing that Mini Gnar can do about it. There's nothing that Peanut can do about it. As Gen G more than 10,000 gold ahead. They take down the turrets, but the health bars are pretty low.
Ekka's back, and I think they're really judging this very carefully.
Ruler's healing up.
They got the BT, and yeah, the Mega Gnar is just going to be zoned away. The Sonya's picked up by Chovy. Ruler trying to chip away at the Nexus, might just be able to do it right here, right now, and it looks like they have done it. Delight can't get it done, and with a smile on his face, Gen Z, Chovy will be your first seed, moving on to MSI tonight.